Hey everybody, so welcome to the You Can Row To class live and online. We're going to row for about 30 minutes today, so if you need to set your clocks, go for it. I'm Cassi Niemann. I'm a You Can Row To master rowing instructor, and this class is so good for everyone. Whatever level you're at, you should be fine to follow along. If you want to amp it up a little bit, go ahead. If you want to take it down a notch, go ahead. I'll kind of give you places where you can do that. All right. What we're going to do is we're just going to set up our machine so we're all looking at the same thing before we start. So if you're on a Concept 2 machine, great. If you're not, totally fine. All right. Some of the things I say might not match up with whatever machine you're on, but you can still row along because honestly, the rowing stroke is pretty much the same no matter what machine you're on. So on the Concept 2, we're just going to press the menu button so that it turns on. We're going to hit the Just Row button. I just want to make sure we're all looking at the same data on our machine because sometimes we like to look at different stuff. So we're going to line up. What I want you to do is hit the display button a couple times until you see 4 lines of information. So once you see those 4 lines of information, we're on the right page there. Then you're going to hit the units button until the second line down says /500 meters. All right, so that's setting us up with time. You can also look at your calories and watts on the Concept 2 machine, but today we're going to be looking at time and we're going to be talking about that. All right. So I'm going to walk you through how we get set up on the machine. We're going to go through a couple of drills. We're going to build up, kind of warm up into this workout. And then the workout itself is really only going to be about 20 minutes long. So this is kind of a quick little burner that, if you're just getting started, great. If you want to keep on going afterwards, you go for it. All right. All right. So when it comes to these machines, when it comes to any class that I teach, my goal is to make sure that you're rowing in the most effective and efficient way possible so you can get the most out of this class and take it forward into any other class you want to do. So for that, we're going to all start with our dampers somewhere between a 3 and a 5. Okay. So if you don't know where you usually should put your damper or anything like that, my suggestion is always between a 3 and a 5. That kind of puts you right in the middle there. Rowing with it all the way up at a 10, I wouldn't do that for as long as possible, right? Rowing also with it all the way down at a 1, your technique has to be really good and fast. So it's really best right there in the middle zone. So go ahead and make sure your damper's between that 3 and a 5. Then we're going to go ahead and put our feet into the foot straps. So when you put your feet in, we want that strap to be over the ball of your foot, the widest part of your foot, maybe the bottom of your shoelaces, really so that the top of your shoe probably ends up lining up with the bottom of the flex foot here, not the part with the holes, okay? So you can adjust it based on that. So once you've gotten in, you've set your damper, you got your monitor set, we've got our feet in the right place, pulled those straps nice and tight. We're just going to straighten out the legs and reach over and aim for the toes. Now, you might end up at your knees or your shins or maybe your thighs, whatever, right? Your flexibility will work on it, all right? But we're just going to reach over. As you do that, you can kind of walk your butt just a little bit, making your legs a little longer. Then you're going to literally pick your butt cheeks up as much as you can. All that's going to do is help us tilt our pelvis into a more neutral position. That allows us to get a better hinge from our hips. So if we're just sitting all slouched on this seat and just however we sat down, when we end up leaning forward, we're going to get that hinge kind of from the lower back instead of from our hips. So that's why we want to sit up nice and tall, pick the butt cheeks up backwards, not out, backwards. Okay, so now that we're in a good position, now we can get started rowing. So let's go ahead up into this catch position here. So we're going to grab that handle so our pinkies are almost falling off. Let's go over our catch position just real quick, which is good for everyone, no matter your experience level. So in this catch position, our shins are close to that vertical position. It is very hard to get fully vertical when you are not actually moving. So we're close to it. Our hips are behind our shoulders because we're leaning forward slightly. Our shoulders are down, our neck is long, so we can look up at our monitor, which if it turned off, don't worry about it. It'll turn back on. Thumbs are wrapped around so fingers can be nice and loose on the handle. And we've got our arms long and straight. That's our catch position. Embedded in your brain because we want to remember it. So we're going to go ahead and drive back into the finish position here because that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with a drill called the pick drill. I love to start my classes with this drill because it just remind you of what body position we want to be in. So in this finished position, we're laying back at about 11 o'clock. If we're a clock and this is 12, this is 11, depending on which way you're looking at me. But we've got about 10 degrees back. The handle is kind of right at that sternum there, so the wrists can be straight, the shoulders stay down. All we're going to do is release the arms. So we're just going to release the arms and we're going to do arms only. So the pick drill kind of breaks the stroke apart, right? We've got 3 main body movements here. We've got the arms, then we've got the body, then we've got the legs. So we kind of build it up to make our whole full stroke. So the arms only, not a whole lot of work. Our arms aren't the strongest part of our body, so they just do a little bit at the end here. Still very important, don't get me wrong. So once we've got those arms going, we're gonna add the body. So we've got the arms going, we're gonna add the body in 2. That's 1, 2. So arms, body, body, arms, right? Now we've added a little bit more to our stroke, which I will tell you is the most important part, that hip swing. Everybody forgets it, or honestly, they might not even know that they need it, but you do. Because that hip swing, it transfers the power from our legs into our upper body and our arms, which finally puts it in the machine. So this swing, that's why we set ourselves up in that position before we started, why we adjusted our butt cheeks, so that we can swing from the hips. All right. Now that we've got the arms and body going, we're going to go to half slide strokes, halfway up the rail. If you don't know where that is, that's totally cool. It's just somewhere in between here and the front. All right, in 2, that's 1, 2. So arms, body, half slide. So we're just adding to this stroke here. We've got the arms, the body, then the legs. Just a little bit of a bend in the knee. It's kind of a short stroke. If this is your first time rowing, your 50th time, your 5 millionth time, just try and follow along with me. Arms, body, legs. Legs, body, arms. The thing about half slide is our feet stay flat on the foot stretchers, so we can push through our whole foot. By the time we get to that half slide position, our body is set. It is ready for that catch, which we're going to head up to next. So we're going to add in full slide in 2. That's 1, 2. So we're going to go all the way up to full compression. We've got a full stroke here. So you're finding yourself a little overwhelmed already. That's cool. Just think legs, body, arms, arms, body, legs. Legs, body, arms, arms, body, legs. Right? Nice, easy mantra. You can also just follow me, right? That's the beauty of rowing in a class with a coach. Now you can row and follow lots of people online, but when you're in a class, I'm watching you too. So I can give you some feedback and tips as we row together. And if you're having trouble, we'll figure it out in the class, in that moment. It doesn't need to be a separate thing. So right now, I'm rowing at a pretty conversational pace here, all right? I'm rowing at about an 18 stroke rate, which if you look at your monitor is the bottom left-hand corner. That number there tells you how many strokes per minute you are rowing, the speed in which you're rowing back and forth. So before we finish this little warm-up here, we're gonna do just a power 6 hard strokes where all we're gonna focus on is pushing a little more with our legs, right? Rowing is all about a push, not a pull. Yeah, we do a little pulling, I know, but it's more of a push with the legs, okay? Thinking about your legs being the driver here. So we're gonna take a nice power 6, and then we'll just paddle real lightly, and then we'll get started. So sitting up nice and tall, here we go, let's get 6. That's 1, pushing down, good. Keep the same speed. 2, push through those legs. Nice. 3, yeah, feel your breath come up a little bit. 4, still around that 18. 5, Got a little push. Last one, 6. Now row real light and easy. Now, as we go through this workout, we're gonna do a little bit of harder intensity rowing and then really light paddle pressure. So if you find that paddle right now, it's gonna involve you breathing. Get your breath back. And let that flywheel quiet down. You're not gonna do a whole lot of work while we're paddling, okay? We're gonna do some spurts on, some paddle in between. We're gonna change the stroke rate up. We're gonna talk a little bit about intensity, and we're gonna row for a solid 18 to 20 minutes or so, all right? So go ahead and just rest, put your handle in the hook. Make sure your water's close by if you want it. I like to put it right here by my foot stretcher so I can grab it whenever I need it, okay? So we're just gonna reset the monitors to a 0. So press the menu button and just hit just row, okay? We're not gonna set the monitors. I'm gonna guide you through it. If your time gets off, no worries. You just follow along with me, okay? We're gonna do 2 9-minute sections. We're gonna start with a 3-minute piece, a minute of rest or paddle, okay? Fine to stop completely, get a sip of water, or keep paddling. Or you can row with a little more intensity. It's up to you how you want to take this workout. Then we're going to do 2 minutes and then a 1-minute paddle. And then 1 minute and a 1-minute paddle. And then we're going to repeat that, okay? Starting at a low stroke rate, probably low for a lot of people, okay? But those lower stroke rates really allow us to get into a good position, kind of get that feeling of where we need to be so we're in a good catch to drive as hard as we can. All right, then we're gonna build up in stroke rate as we go through each of those 9-minute segments. And then we'll do a little cool down, then we're done, all right? So we're gonna go ahead, like I said, make sure your monitor's on. You can just hit just row. We've got 4 lines of information. We're showing the time, okay? If you need to adjust your butt cheeks again, get into a good position. All right, here we go. So sitting up at the catch, all right? We're gonna start at the catch. We always start at the catch, where that's where we produce work. All right, so here we go. Ready and row. We're gonna go into 3 minutes here, right at about an 18 to a 20 stroke rate. So 3 minutes of work. You can even think of this as like an extension of our warm-up, okay? It is not super high intensity, somewhere in that range. If you could talk, right? You could have a conversation. That's where we want to be because we want to leave a little bit in the tank, all right? So we have somewhere to go when we crank it up a little bit. Now, I like to give ranges and stroke rates. Not always, but in this case I am. 18 to a 20. It can be hard to hold that stroke rate exactly, right? It takes time. It takes practice. And if you haven't been rowing at a low stroke rate like this, then it's probably pretty hard, all right? The way you're gonna do that is slow the legs. Hard drive, slow. Drive, slow. Give it 2 speeds, right? The drive is a little faster than the recovery. Good. We're already a minute in here, okay? Now, if you guys were in a live class with me, I would have the opportunity to watch all of you row, right? Give you exact cues and tips. What do you need? Do you need the hands to come away a little sooner? Do we need to let those legs stay down longer, right? What is it that's gonna give you just that little bit of a tweak to your stroke so you can get a little more out of it? That's the beauty of working with a coach live and online. And I tell you what, technology, man, it's really just followed us. We can pretty much do anything. So I hope you check it out. We're already 2 minutes in, all right? Tell you the other beautiful thing about taking a class. Somebody is talking to you. So when you think it's starting to hurt, starting to be hard, right? Why am I doing this? Why did I sign up for this thing? I can just turn YouTube off, okay? But someone there is helping you through. They're talking you through, and you feel a little bit more. You can give a little more, do a little more, and that just adds up. All right. So we've got about 20 seconds left. In this next piece, we're gonna just paddle. So take a look at that second number down, your split. That's your split right now in this stroke. That number's gonna go up as we decrease in intensity. So we'll paddle for about a minute and then we'll build it up again. So we're gonna paddle on this next one and paddle. Nice and easy. So that split, it's gonna go up as our intensity goes down. Our speed, because we were already rowing kind of slow, doesn't need to change a whole lot. What I want you to think about is your breath. So as you get to that finish, blow that breath out. As you get back to the catch, blow it out again. So big, little, big, little. And that just helps you get set for the next piece, all right? So when we go into that paddle next time after the 2 minutes, let's focus on the breath first. So we're gonna build up, add that intensity back on, over 2 strokes. Here we go. We're gonna add a little bit more intensity. Let that split come down just a little bit here. We've got 2 minutes. We're gonna find a 20 stroke rate. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen should be saying about a 20. All right? We're in that 20 to 22 range. If it's a little higher, a little lower than the 20, it's no problem, right? Or just follow me. Not always easy to do when you're in an online situation, right? But luckily, things like I said, they're staying with us. So we can do this. We can row together from anywhere in the world. All right. We're right at a 20 here. Got a little more intensity. That's it. Thinking about push through your legs. Sitting up tall. Already coming up on that 1 minute mark. Whew. 1 minute to go here, guys. Ha, keep those shoulders down. Good, getting that hinge forward. Whew. Right on that 20. Staying with me. This intensity. You could talk, but you don't really want to, right? We cranked it up just a little bit. So now you're putting in a little more work. Like I said, if you want to put in way more, you go for it. If you want to do this workout again after I'm done, you go for it. All right? This one can be repeated again and again. These 9-minute sections. All right. Let's take a look at our split. What's that number right now? What's that time? Let's remember it. And we're going to try and come back to it in our last piece of this first segment. So if it's a 3-minute flat, right? Know that's where you're going to go when we crank back on. All right, we're going to paddle on this next one and paddle. Yeah. Now, I don't love to give you a whole bunch of heads up of that paddle coming because as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, I'm going to rest now. But I want you to row all the way through the end, okay? So we've got about 35 seconds left at this really light paddle. If you need to grab a sip of water, just reach down, grab it. You can even push those legs down. Call that a little pro move. Drink and row at the same time. All right. We're building up to 1 more minute here before we go back to 3. Let's add in a little intensity. We're going to take it to a 22. All right. For 1 minute, let's add some speed, add some intensity right here. Push through the legs. Let's find it. Build it on the drive. We got this. There we go. Right on that 22, guys. Give me 50 seconds. Right here. Remember, we're getting those hips behind us on the drive. Keeping the shoulders forward right here. Push through the legs. Got to get that swing out of the finish. Good, find that 22. Stay with me. I got you. If you don't know how to find it, just row with me. All right? If you're having trouble, match up on the slide. Right here, match up right here. Good. 15 seconds, guys. Right at that 22, and then we paddle. Right through this first chunk. All right? Last little bit. That's 3, 2, 1. Paddle. Breathe. Okay. Woo! We're going to get to that 9-minute mark. We are halfway through here. All right? We're going to do it again. This time, taking it up just a little bit. So we're looking at a 20 in that first 3 minutes. Then a 22, then a 24. Again, if you want to go higher, go for it. It's the beauty of rowing. You can still row with a group. You can still row for time, but you can do what you need to do. And that's awesome. If you need to take a break right now, you take that break. Then just join in when you're ready. Okay? Rowing is for everybody. All right. We're going to build to 3 minutes at a 20. Sit up tall. Here we go. All right. We're going to pick it up on the drive. Good. All right. Right on that 20. We've got 3 minutes here. We've taken the intensity down just a little bit. You could think of this as steady state, conversational pace, right? You could have a conversation. You could row here for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, a marathon, all right? This rate allows us time. Arms, body, legs. Legs, body, arms. We got time to think about it. Time to get in the right place. Good. And I'm just talking your ear off. So that time is going by real fast. We are already at that 10-minute mark. Excellent job. Staying with me. 2 more minutes here. So, our classes are built for all different levels. Our goal is to get you moving well today so that you can row fast and hard tomorrow, wherever you want to do that. Hopefully it's back with us. But mostly, we want you to move well, feel good, enjoy the process, and get the most out of every stroke and every workout that you do, right? And you can row too. Our job is to build good coaches. Coaches that inspire you, that cue you in ways that feel good, make you strong. All right? With that said, we got 1 more minute here, guys. 1 minute. Let's do a little focus in. Check in on that split. What's it sitting at? Does that feel good to you? Do we think in that 2-minute piece that comes up next, we can take it down a notch? So if you're looking at 2:30 on your screen, or 3:30, or 4:30, or 1:30, can we take it down in the 2-minute piece? Something like 2:25, 3:25, 1:25. It is great to have a goal, to use this data to guide your progress. Okay, hold consistent, 15 more seconds. Here we go, right at that 20. We're gonna go into a paddle in 3, 2, 1, paddle. All right, remember we're focusing on breath and not letting everything fall apart, okay? Woo, breath out. If you need to, slip that hand down, grab your water bottle, take a drink. You can just straight up stop. okay? I always try and build in time for you to grab water, for you to take breaks as necessary. We are all on our own rowing journey. We got to find out what we need in that moment. I'll help you. I'll tell you what you should be doing, right? But you are in charge of yourself. You know yourself best, okay? So we've got 2 minutes. All right, coming up here, 10 seconds. Let's sit up a little taller. We're going to take it to that 22. All right, on the drive, here we go. Push through those legs. Let's see if we can get that intensity. It's what we just talked about. Right back here. Good, right on that 22, guys. Follow me. Push and hang. Right here, push, hang. Nice. Not trying to let our arms do anything too soon. Hang with a straight arm right here. Good. All right. Let's take 5 strokes right here. Think about keeping the chin up. Neck long. Shoulders down. Okay. We're on that 22, guys. We got 90 seconds here. All right. Stay with me. Woo. We're in the bottom half of this workout. Just a quick little burner. Take it where you need to. All right. 1 minute to go. Right on that 22. Pushing through the legs. Trying not to pull with that upper body. Just hang on the handle. Fingers stay nice and loose. Don't grip it. That's just gonna make you use energy. We don't need to use. Good. All right, guys. We've got a little more than 30 seconds. And then we're paddling again. Stay with me. Less than 4 minutes of work. We can do this right here. Feeling those sit bones in the seat. 20 seconds. Take a look at that split. Biggest number on your machine. Largest numbers. What is it? Keep it in mind so we can beat it next. All right, we're gonna paddle in 3, 2, 1. Woo. Breathe. Now, it is really helpful in this paddle. Sit up tall. Avoid that slouch. The drop of the hands. This, not super helpful. Not yet. So stay strong here, guys. If you need a sip of water, you get it. All right? But this is the last little bit. We've got it. 1 more minute of good hard work, okay? Then we'll have a minute of paddle. Take us to that 18-minute mark. This last piece, 1 minute, we're gonna aim for that 24 stroke rate. If that feels too fast for you, it's cool. You stay where you need to be. If you wanna take it up a notch, you go for it. I'm gonna be right at a 24, carrying you through. Let's build. Push through those legs, sit up tall. Here we go. Through the drive, we're on. Find that 24 right here. I gotcha. Bottom left-hand corner. Find that 24 every stroke. If we do this at a 24 for 1 minute, we're talking about 24 strokes. You can count it, all right? So when you get to that 30-second mark, count out 12 strokes, all right? You can do anything for 12 strokes. Right here, give me 12. Come on. That's it. Push, come on. Let's finish this strong. How low can we get that split? Push it down, push it away. Good. Sitting up tall, neck long. Yeah, guys. 10 seconds. Last few strokes right here. All the way through, and then we paddle. In 3, 2, 1. And paddle. Woo, and breathe. We're gonna paddle for a full minute. Right here. Good. Now, we know we're done. But we wanna get that breath back in check. That heart rate, whoo, bring it down. We also want to keep moving through those same motions. Keep that blood flowing. We don't want to just stop, get off, walk away, maybe collapse on the floor. We don't want to do that. Also, we probably shouldn't need to collapse on the floor just yet, right? We got about 15 more seconds. So breathe. Bring those shoulders down. See if you were carrying any tension in that stroke. Good. We're going to rest in 3, 2, 1. And we're going to go ahead and put that handle in the hooks. You can go ahead and take your feet out of the straps. When you take your feet out, helpful cue, lift your foot up, then pull it out. Instead of just trying to pull it out, right? Then those heels get stuck on the little straps back here. So lift your foot up, then out. Seems silly, but honestly, when you're tired, it's kind of the most important thing. Just how do I get out, right? Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know it was a real quick one, just about 18, 20 minutes of work, little warm up, just a really little cool down. Follow this up with another round if you want, or do some stretching, walk it out a little bit, do some light rowing, work on some of that technique stuff. These are all things that we build into our classes. So we're just trying, like I said, to make you row better today, right? I want to help you get the most out of every stroke. And that sometimes looks different for everyone. And so that's where it's really helpful for me to watch you rowing. Even through Zoom, right? I can still cue you. I can still give you feedback. It's really just a matter of turning your camera on, or you don't have to. You can keep your camera off. I'm cool with that too. You can just follow me and I'll just shout out encouragement and just assume you're rowing perfectly. So please join us. You can find our classes. We're going to leave links all over this place, right? So you can find us and you can row with us. You can row with other certified instructors on the Concept 2 machine. We are going to bring you workouts that are built for everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this. When you're done, put your handle back up, wipe off this rail here, keep your machine running smooth, and keep yourself running smooth. So I hope to see you again very soon. Again, thank you for joining me, and let's row together again.